I think being a European American person that wants to heal and wants to be in right relationship with the world, I admit that I'm gonna make mistakes. And first thing, as an artist, as an organizer, as an activist, as a friend, as a lover, I'm always open to being corrected. You know what I'm saying? And being checked. But I'm not afraid to make mistakes. You know, I'm gonna step out there and be my authentic self, my genuine self, but be willing to recognize like I've been socialized in a way that has left some blind spots, or, you know, my privilege creates some ugly habits sometimes, you know, and all you can do is be willing to be tore down and built back up. You know what I mean?
This, I think, is a layer both for artists and for people who are not just organizers, but people who are curious about being an ally, or there's probably a better word because I know that word now has a bunch of baggage too, but like showing up for justice work.
Yeah.
There's a huge fear for creative folks and for folks who want to stand up for something that matters, that we're going to make a mistake, that we're going to look stupid, that we're going to hurt someone's feelings, that we're going to get yelled at. And I'm curious if you could talk a little bit about how that's actually part of it. Like, you can't avoid that if you're going to do something that you care about. And I think creatively as well as socially. Yeah.
I mean, that's just what it is. I feel like that comes with the territory, and it's a small price to pay, you know, for your full humanity.
You're going to get yelled at no matter what.
Exactly. Exactly. And to me, it's like, you know, my mom told me from a young age, man, you better put your alligator skin on because it's a tough world. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I don't have a lot of patience for it. I know somewhere in there it comes from a good place. You want to be respectful and you don't want to hurt people's feelings unnecessarily or step on toes. And that's real. You want to have some sense and some savvy about where to be, you know, but you can't be afraid to make mistakes. And it's really, I think it goes down to like a gut and a heart thing. It's like, are you really sick and disgusted by this situation? Because that's what it comes down to. It's disgusting that the police can murder people in the street. And it happens to European American people too, but it happens to brown and black people so much more blatantly and so much more viciously. It's unacceptable. As a human being, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable the way our prisons look. It's unacceptable what they're doing to Mother Earth, you know, and they're doing that in our name. It's all connected. It's unacceptable what they did in Iraq and Afghanistan, what they're doing. So to me, if you come from a genuine place of disgust with the violence and the idiocy of racism, that's where you got to start. And you got to just show up, and you got to be willing to be corrected. You got to be willing to be checked, and you got to be willing to be redirected. You got to be willing to take leadership from a person of color. And that just comes with the territory, you know, and I think that if your heart is good and you are willing to reflect, you'll find a place, you'll find a lane, you know, and there's room for everybody in this work. I really believe that. And you learn where it is. You know, I've learned that a lot of my work is working with people who look like me, because this is my job. They can relate to me. You know, I come from a community that also, I recognize this is, like you said, is find your self-interest is another thing. It's like, if you're coming from a place of guilt, like, I don't like the way black people are treated. My life is great. I'm 100% good. I'm gonna go do something for somebody else. I mean, it's good to want to help other people, I guess, but I guess that's not my situation. I'm disgusted by the way black and brown people are treated. I'm disgusted by the fact that my dad has worked his whole life. His body's beat to ish. He doesn't have health care. He was undereducated. That my uncles went and fought in Vietnam in a war that they didn't understand, and they got PTSD from it. Upset that the way my mom is treated by the healthcare industry, the fact that she was scrubbing people's toilets and scrubbing the floor her whole life, that she doesn't have anybody that represents her interests running for president. I'm upset by the fact that I don't got health care. I got $100,000 in student loan debt. I'm upset that the air I breathe isn't clean. I'm upset that they're cracking into the earth's crust to suck the oil up. I'm disgusted. Yes, I'm privileged, and we need to talk about white privilege, and I have a responsibility, because I've been racialized as white, to work with other people who have been racialized as white. But part of that work is to chip away at that racialization and start to form some new identities that allow for solidarity.